Then starting for the San Antonio Spurs, 9 feet 5 inches tall, 10.5 foot wingspan. At number one, Victor Wembanyama. Brr, 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 brr. Here's our boy. Here's our God and our prodigal son, Victor Wembanyama. Yes, I do live here in San Antonio. I try not to be biased with my takes, but let me know if I am. Today we're going to be projecting out San Antonio Spurs for next season and kind of seeing what the Spurs can be for next season. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers before I pass away, and that would be so appreciated. Here's Wembanyama. First thing you need to be a championship contender is a cornerstone superstar style player. You don't need a generational player like Wembanyama necessarily. The Celtics won with Jason Tatum as their cornerstone. He's not a generational player per se. So you don't always need a generational dude, but it definitely doesn't hurt to have one. We have Wemby. He gave us 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks last season. Had his blood clot issues, but I'm not worried about Wemby at all. It looks like he's going to be just fine coming into this next season. So I'm expecting Wemby to definitely win Defensive Player of the Year. He got robbed his rookie year when Jaren Jackson Jr. won it. Love Jaren Jackson Jr., but should not have won Depoy over Wemby. And then last season, you could say he got robbed. He just didn't play enough games. He had his blood clot stuff. And then Evan Mobley ended up winning in Cleveland, and he was deserving of it. But these next 10 years going forward, however long you want to say, Wemby's just a shoe-in for Defensive Player of the Year. Mobley, Chet Holmgren, and Ben Thompson, they may win one or two, three of those, like amongst those three players. That's just going to be like the Rudy Gobert syndrome, Nikola Jokic syndrome, LeBron James syndrome, where they're just like, man, we can't give this guy the MVP 5 seasons in a row, or give Rudy Gobert Defensive Player of the Year 5 seasons in a row. Even though these guys definitely deserve it, that's what will happen with Wemby. As long as Wemby's healthy and over 65 games in a row, he's going to win the most defensive players of the year in NBA history. Again, as long as he's healthy, Wemby is just that good on defense, so we have that going for us. First thing people complain about the Spurs, again, I live in San Antonio. I've never heard this in real life to my face, someone in San Antonio saying this, but everyone says, man, the Spurs, great talent. They have all this talent. They just have too many guards at the guard position. I can hear what you're saying in a way. We have De'Aaron Fox, we have Stephon Castle, and then we have Dylan Harper coming in as well. I don't know what y'all want me to do. Boohoo, we have 3 starting caliber guards on our team. And then we also have Vassell, Keldon Johnson. They play more at the forward position, but they play a shooting guard style basically with their play style. So people are already saying, "Oh, Spurs got to get rid of De'Aaron Fox. We have Dylan Harper now." Dylan Harper, I don't agree with this, but people are acting like, Dylan Harper is already better than Stephon Castle. People are saying that. I can't even say that yet. People are saying he's better than De'Aaron Fox. I'm not gonna say I love Dylan Harper. I like him a lot. Looks like an awesome prospect. And I hope he is better than De'Aaron Fox. I hope he's better than Victor Wembanyama. The more good players we have on our team, the better. But it's so ignorant to say that a rookie that hasn't played any minutes in the NBA except for his little summer league stuff he did, and he looks great. He looks really under control. He's 6'6", like 220. He plays almost like a Luka, Cade Cunningham style, where he just gets in the paint. He can just slow down. He's so good with his footwork, and again, just has that 6'6", 220-pound frame. He's NBA ready from day one. Again, I love Dylan Harper. I think he's going to be great. It's so ignorant to talk about a rookie that hasn't played one game in the NBA and try to say, oh, this guy's better than a perennial all-star that just dropped 60 points just last season. Swipe a Fox had his broken pinky. The pinky's messed up. He got the surgery. He's good to go again now. He only played maybe 10 or 20 games with the Spurs. I think it was 10 games with Wemby last season, so we didn't even get to see them together. And De'Aaron Fox is basically maybe not perfect. I guess the perfect point guard to put next to Wemby would be like a Tyrese Halliburton, to be honest, just a pure passer. But De'Aaron Fox is probably, if I could pick 5 players to put next to Wemby, De'Aaron Fox is probably in those top 5 point guards. Just lightning fast, gets down the court in a blur. When they're running the screen and roll, screen and pop with De'Aaron Fox, if you try to come up high as the big man, De'Aaron Fox is going to blow right by you and get to the rim. It's going to cause so much matchup troubles for other teams trying to guard De'Aaron Fox and Wemby in the pick and rolls. Having De'Aaron running out on the fast break with Wemby, even when Dylan Harper's in there, Stephon Castle, just all the boys. De'Aaron Fox is going to make everyone look so much better on the team. We didn't get to see it too much last year, again, because of Wemby's injury concern with De'Aaron Fox's pinky. We didn't get to see the Spurs at 100%, but I think De'Aaron Fox is going to fit in just fine. Again, I love Dylan Harper. I hope Dylan Harper is better than all the NBA players. Hope he's the best player in NBA history. I want us to have as many good players as we can on the team. But again, this is me saying this as a Spurs fan, and I would say this about any other team. It's so ignorant to have a rookie come in and then act like a rookie that hasn't played any minutes in the NBA is better than a perennial all-star that just scored 60 points last season. We'll see how everything fits in. I think we can play De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper, maybe not all on the court at the same time as each other, but basically we're always going to have a very high-level ball handler and decision maker. De'Aaron Fox is definitely a high-level ball handler, decision maker. Stephon Castle is one as well. He's still developing his playmaking and things like that, but we have three different high level starting caliber point guard, shooting guard, whatever you want to call them. And I think we'll work it out just fine. If the Spurs do want to trade one of those guys next season or maybe during the offseason, if that's what we decide to do, having them all on the team to start next season is the way to go. We're going to get to see them all play on the court, not necessarily together at the same time, but see what Stephon Castle looks like his sophomore year, see how Dylan Harper looks his first minutes in the NBA. And if we do end up trading any one of those guys, not saying we are, but if we do, having them get some play time next season is only going to raise up their trade value. They're just going to look great next to Wembanyama and next to the rest of the Spurs team. So, again, this Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox situation, we'll get that worked out. It's a good problem to have, just having a plethora of starting caliber guards on your team. We still have Devin Vassell. Vassell was a bit off last season with his three ball. Before last season, Devin Vassell got to be the number one option for a lot of the team. Him and Keldon Johnson just kind of get to take as many shots as they want to. And now we're trying to see how Devin Vassell is going to fit in as a third option, maybe even a fourth option, because you got Wemby, then you have De'Aaron Fox are definitely 1 and 2, and then I don't know if Stephon Castle would be an option in front of Devin Vassell. With how good he looked as a rookie, I could see him possibly being an option in front of Vassell, but we're trying to see if Devin Vassell is going to be a good fit next to the boys, because he was having trouble shooting his spot up threes last season. Just his overall offensive game was off last season, but he's done so many good things for us. He's 26. I think he's going on 27 now with Devin Vassell. So I think he'll be just fine. I chalk up last season just to him having an off shooting season. He's learning how to play next to Wembanyama, and a lot of things are changing for Devin Vassell right now, especially having De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle come in, having Vassell get off of a lot of those duties as a primary ball handler or a number 1 or 2 option, and just see how he can fit in as that third or fourth option. I think he'll be really good in that role once he gets more adjusted to it. Devin Vassell is a very, very good scorer, and he would definitely be, if you have him as your number 3 or especially your number 4 option as a scorer, he would fit perfectly into a championship team in that role if he can develop, just his playing off ball and just being able to fit in next to Wemby and De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle. As far as Keldon Johnson goes, we still have Keldon Johnson. Keldon brings a lot of fire off the bench. I think he could be good as a sixth man for the Spurs, but honestly see Keldon as being possibly the odd man out. We were already trying to trade Keldon Johnson at the trade deadline last season in February. You could tell Keldon was kind of down on, I don't say down on himself, but he knew that we were shopping him because Spurs are really transparent. We tell players what's going on. Keldon knew we were trying to trade him. We just didn't end up getting the trade package back that we wanted, so we didn't end up trading Keldon Johnson. But honestly see Keldon Johnson probably getting moved next season, or if not during the offseason of next season. But we'll see what happens with Keldon. I like his game. He brings a lot of fire. He's an awesome teammate. So, it's really sad. He's the longest tenured Spur, but I just don't see him really having a spot on our team when we're competing for championships. Moving on, Jeremy Sohan, he's been developing a lot. He's kind of our glue guy, our connector out there. I love what Jeremy Sohan does on defense. He's an elite defender. He can guard 1 through 4 at a high level. He can guard Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, whoever the primary ball handler is. Jalen Brunson, we'll put him on Jalen Brunson. He's so versatile on defense, such a good perimeter defender, and he can guard in the post really decently as well. Really good at jumping out into passing lanes. Just has really high basketball IQ on the defensive end for Jeremy Sohan. Offensively, he's really good at playing off ball, doing back cuts, catching lobs, doing things like that. Really good screen setter, really good in the pick and roll. Doesn't have a mid-range shot really to save his life. His free throws have been getting better as his career is progressing. I think Sohan's in his third or going into his fourth year now, and he's been developing his three ball. He's knocked it down at a decent clip last season, and Jeremy Sohan, he's the perfect glue guy for the Spurs. It just can depend on if he can develop his three ball and get it up to, I don't know, 33, 34% at a decent volume. I see him as like the Draymond Green type of piece on the Spurs. Draymond's one of the greatest defenders of all time, just to be totally honest. Sohan is a similar style defender, but he's not on Draymond Green's level. I mean, not to insult Sohan, but again, Draymond just one of the best defenders of all time. But just being that versatile defender that can guard the primary ball handler, he can switch pretty much everything as long as you don't switch him off onto Jokic or some crazy big offensive player like that. Jeremy can pretty much defend almost all the positions. So good at setting screens, so good at moving off the ball, getting back cuts and things like that. Just gonna depend on if he can get his three ball better. But Jeremy Sohan's a great piece for the team as of right now. We pick up the big boy, Luke Cornett from the Celtics, so he's going to be good. We can play him alongside Wemby if we want to do like a twin tower style lineup. He'll be good at backing Wemby up off of the bench. And I can see them playing a lot of minutes next to each other, to be honest, because Wemby doesn't want to guard that big old center, that physical matchup down low. So Cornett will be able to help out down low and guard those more physical players. Just a big body in the paint. He can catch some lobs, get some offensive rebounds for us, and he can knock down the three decently well. We still have Harrison Barnes, so I don't know if Harrison Barnes is going to be starting for us now. I think our starting lineup would probably be, I'd say De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Sohan, then Wemby would probably be our starting lineup. We still have Dylan Harper to kind of factor in, so I think he'll be running as our sixth man off the bench and kind of running that off the bench unit. David Jones Garcia, we signed from the Summer League. He's knocking down, I think it was like 37% of his threes, 38% during the Summer League. So we'll see if we can have a spot for him. Again, he's a shooting guard style player, so we have so many guards. We'll see if we can fit him in there somewhere. We still have Bismack Biyombo, who can give us a lot of energy off the bench. We could honestly run like almost 10 deep with all the different players we have. Vassell, Keldon Johnson. There's just so much talent on this Spurs team, and I'm so excited to see how we look next season, see how the guys gel next to each other. Getting into the standings from last season, Spurs would have made the playoffs, or at least the play-in last season if Wemby didn't have his blood clot. We were winning close to 50% of our games, but then at the end of the season, Wemby goes out, De'Aaron Fox gets his surgery and everything. You could say it fell apart. I wouldn't say that. We just we knew we weren't going to compete once the injuries came along. And even if the injuries didn't happen, it was better for us to miss the playoffs, honestly. Now we got Dylan Harper in the draft, number 2 pick. Let's reload and really go for it in this 25-26 season. I say the Spurs are going to make the playoffs. I can see us getting in to the number 6 seed. That would be so awesome if they could do that and just avoid the play-in tournament completely. People love to talk about Houston from last season, and Houston was a very good team. Picked up Kevin Durant. I think they'll be great. But people always say, Houston number 2 seed. Yes, they were, but let's say Houston loses 2 or 3 more games and these teams beneath them. Let's say Houston lost 4 more games and Golden State, Memphis, all these other teams are still playing well. Houston could easily have dropped down to the 8 seed and be in the play-in tournament. Let's say they even lose just 2 or 3 games. They could easily have dropped down to that number 6 seed. So everything is just so tight in the West. I feel like being Houston being the number 2 seed is not, it's an accomplishment. Like, Houston fans and the Houston team, be proud of yourself. My main point is that everything is just so tight in the Western Conference. Spurs finished at 34 and 48. Dallas was 39 and 43 for that final play-in spot. And again, the Spurs finished finished with the 48 losses just because Wemby's blood clot and De'Aaron Fox's injuries. We had to sit those guys down. But with the team coming in healthy next season, I can definitely see us making it into the number 6 seed. I am speaking as a Spurs fan, of course, but Spurs can run literally like 10 deep, to be honest, because we're going to have De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, Sohan, Wemby, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Kelly Olynyk, Luke Cornett coming off. We still have Bismack Biyombo. I didn't even mention Harrison Barnes. That's already 11 players. And these are all rotation guys. These are all guys that can get minutes. I didn't even mention Carter Bryant. I totally forgot to mention Carter Bryant. He looks like an elite NBA defender day one. Then we'll see how his offensive game develops. But that's already 12 different players I mentioned. And these are all guys that maybe they won't be getting 30 minutes each. There'll be some guys, Bismack Biyombo, Kelly Olynyk. I can see them maybe giving us 15 or 20 minutes off the bench. But just high energy guys, just so many contributors, so many rotation players, and I can really see the Spurs running like 11 or 12 deep next season and just keeping a lot of high energy players around Wemby, around De'Aaron Fox, Jeremy Sohan, just really keeping our rotation fresh. And I'm really excited to see what the Spurs can do for next season, because I can definitely see us getting to that number 6 seed or so. If we make the play-in, even if we finish just at the number 10 seed, I'll be so excited. As long as the Spurs can make it into the playoffs, I'd be really happy for the team next season. But please comment below. Let me know what you think about the San Antonio Spurs. I'm speaking as a Spurs fan, but I try to be pretty fair in my analysis of the team. But again, hopefully we make it into the play-in worst case scenario. I can see the number 6 seed as basically the best case scenario for the Spurs. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to that big 50 subscribers, and we'll see y'all next time.